very fast.
One thing I'm trying to do now is because there's a lot of those small elections that aren't really person elections. There's nobody running for office. That's just um, bills and these certain municipal bills and acts that they're trying to pass.
Mm-hmm.
And as a county, I think that we need to be in the front run of that and pushing out language either for or against certain bills and certain things. That way, anybody who Googles that bill or that act, or they can find out what the Libertarian Party in Genesee County is doing. And I just actually my last meeting, my last affiliate meeting, I brought that up, and I think we're going to. We're currently getting everything settled for our branding or our social media. We pretty much had to start over.
Yeah.
We got new bylaws, and
I saw those.
Everything's new. So we're going to be pushing that out and just trying to get more visibility for the party.
Yeah. With all that being said, I remember it was last summer. There was a bunch of news that came out of, I want to say it was either Grand Blanc or it was the Genesee County Sheriff that came
Swanson.
out. Yeah, when BLM was out in the streets and they said, "Hey, you know what, man? Let's take off our riot gear and all that kind of stuff. Let's find some common ground." Have you had any interactions with the sheriff? Have you had anything like? Was it all a show? What do you think?
Personally, I think I know Sheriff Swanson. Not like we've been in the same room together.
Okay.
Just that kind of know him. And I don't think that he's the type to just show, but I do think that, politics can kind of get in the way sometimes of, your good intentions.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually just recently called him out on Twitter as well to, you say that you're going to walk with us. It was the Walk With Us Challenge. And every year since he's been, doing this Walk With Us Challenge, how about we end qualified immunity? How about you speak out against qualified immunity? And you, as somebody who has a vocal voice, who has a voice for this kind of stuff, actually says what qualified immunity is and how it hurts us.
Yeah,
I haven't had any responses from him, as you can imagine, but I will keep pushing him and tagging him in every which way that I can.
I think it might be very important to also let people out there, know. And maybe you guys have been to Libertarian Party meetings. Maybe you've been to Republican Party meetings. Maybe you've been to the DNC meetings. I don't know. But you realize that a lot of these levels, who shows up, right? Like a lot of times it's older people. A lot of times it's not a whole lot of people. The politically active in terms of the Republican and Democrats at a county or city level is a lot of times extremely small, and it's mealy mouth. There's not a lot of fire there. If you can bring a crowd that is revved up, and I mean 10, 15, maybe 20 people, you got a really, really good chance, especially if they're vocal and they're loud and they're respectable members of the community, of doing something pretty amazing, because sheriffs are elected people, right? Like they're elected executives. They're the highest elected executive in your county. And at some point, they have to listen. If you can invade the social media boards and everything else that they've got out there with, the LP, while doing it with some class and respect, but while, bringing the fire, you've got a really good chance of at least affecting some local policy out there. And I think that's important, because I think a lot of times people get wrapped around this like, oh man, the Republicans and Democrats are a Leviathan, right? But locally, they're not. Nationally, they got tons of money at the national level to kind of direct and put out fires around the nation. But the problem is they don't have anywhere near that kind of resources to do it at a local level everywhere. And if they tried, they're going bankrupt, and they're going to lose people faster and faster and faster the more fronts they have to fight on. So I definitely would encourage everybody to kind of have a look at that.